Now, take a moment to think about something that makes you anxious. Just think of something. This shouldn't take long. You got it? Okay. Is that thing in the past, in the future, or in the present? What is it? What? All in the future. Right. Indeed, we find it's in the future. Sometimes people will say, well, no, I'm really anxious about this thing that I did this morning. But on closer analysis, we realize I'm really anxious that I'm going to be incarcerated this evening for what I did this morning. The fact that it happened isn't the problem. It's anticipating what the result is going to be. So it turns out that all anxiety is anticipatory, and even people that are in terrible present situations worry about the future. When EMTs extract people from like an automobile crash, people will say, will I be able to walk? Will I survive? Will my loved ones be okay? When we're frightened of the future. Now, this will give you one hint about one of the ways in which mindfulness practice can help us work with this, because mindfulness practice is training the mind to come back into the present, back into the present, back in the present. And it's also training us to step out of the thought stream, because we get, yes, occasionally we step out into the street and a bus is barreling down on us and we're frightened of some physical reality. And Lucy certainly had lions to worry about. But for most of us, what makes us anxious is our thoughts, isn't it? It's some imagined future going through our minds, going through the thought stream. So you could see how by bringing the attention out of the thought stream, and in addition to that, bringing the attention to the present moment, that in itself would help us to work with this. Interestingly, the Buddha had something to say about this 2,500 years ago when he was teaching his monks mindfulness practice. He said, why do I dwell always expecting fear and dread? What if I subdue that fear and dread, keeping the same posture that I'm in when it comes upon me? While I walked, the fear and dread came upon me. I neither stood nor sat nor lay down until I had subdued that fear and dread. Now, these mindfulness practices are classically practiced in 4 different postures: sitting, lying down, walking and standing. So what he's saying is, I just stayed with the experience rather than fleeing, rather than doing something to try to escape it. And when he says subdued, what we're really talking about is riding it out, just trusting that all phenomena are going to change, including this, and I don't have to do something compulsively to fix it. All we need to do this in mindfulness practice is to simply stay with it, stay with the breath, and start to see the goal not as how do I get the anxiety to stop, but how do I increase my capacity to be with it. And as we do that over time, anxiety disorders tend to lessen in their intensity.